Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about something that seems simple, but actually has a big impact on our environment and our future: recycling. We've all heard that phrase, reduce, reuse, recycle. But how many of us actually understand how recycling works, what we can recycle, and why it matters? This briefing will give you a basic overview of recycling, what it is, why it matters, what you can and can't recycle, and some easy tips to recycle more effectively. What is recycling? Recycling is a process of collecting materials that would otherwise be thrown away as trash and turning them into new products. It helps reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills or gets burned in incinerators. More importantly, it conserves natural resources like trees, water, and minerals, and reduces pollution caused by manufacturing from raw materials. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, recycling just 1 ton of paper saves over 17 trees and 7,000 gallons of water. That's a big deal. Why recycling matters? Recycling has 3 major benefits. 1, environmental. It cuts down on greenhouse gas emissions, reduces the need for raw material extractions, and keeps harmful waste out of the environment. 2, the environment. Energy saving. It often takes far less energy to make products from recycled materials than from raw ones. According to the International Aluminum Institute, making recycled aluminum uses 95% less energy than making new aluminum from ore. And 3, economic. The recycling industry supports hundreds of thousands of jobs and helps save cities and towns money on waste disposal. So, recycling isn't just good for the planet, it also makes practical economic sense. Now let's clear up some common confusion on what you can and can't recycle. Some commonly recyclable items include paper and cardboard, like newspapers, cereal boxes, and office paper; plastic containers, usually bottles or jugs; glass bottles and jars; or aluminum and steel cans. Some items you should not recycle are plastic bags or wrap; these jam up recycling machines; or styrofoam, because it's not recyclable in some areas. One dirty or incorrect item can contaminate an entire batch of recycling, so it's important to follow the rules. Now, I will explain how the recycling process works. First, collection. Recyclables are picked up by your local waste services. Second, sorting. At the facilities, items are separated by the type: paper, plastic, glass, or metal. Third, cleaning. Materials are cleaned to remove any food labels or non-recyclable parts. Fourth, processing. The clean materials are shredded, melted, or pulped and turned into raw materials. And fifth, manufacturing. These raw materials are then used to make new products, like recycled papers, new cans, or plastic bottles. And before concluding, here are some tips on things you can do to make sure you're recycling more effectively. First, rinse containers before placing them in a bin. Second, you can keep recyclables loose, meaning don't bag them. And third, know your local rules on what you can and cannot recycle where you're from. So to wrap this up, recycling is a small action that adds up to a big impact. It helps protect our environment, saves energy and resources, and even supports jobs. But for it to work, we need to do it right by knowing what's recyclable, keeping items clean, and staying informed about our local guidelines. So, the next time you're about to toss something in the trash, take just a second to ask, can this be recycled instead?